to talk about the Wyze lock. I have many Wyze products now, many more than I've ever thought I would have. And I have this for a second home. So we were interested in putting this up. I have not used a Wyze lock before, but I have used August, so I'll be able to at least compare this. And I noticed there haven't been a lot of videos or reviews recently on this, so I thought maybe it'd be a good one for me to do. So I'll do the unboxing, which should be rather quick, the installation, and then a look at the app. So let's take a look at the product here. And it's got a lot of the typical things with the auto lock, unlock, setup, remote access. So these are the things that we're probably the most interested in. The open closed door detection would also be helpful. So let's open it up and see what we have in here. Oh, we have a little placeholder here. That's interesting. So nice job of boxing it. And let's see here. We have the quick start guide. And as you could see, like most things, there's almost nothing there. Here is, this would be the gateway. I think that's what they call it. So this is what you would plug in to an electrical outlet within so many feet of the lock. And this is what allows you to have Wi-Fi access. So very important. And let's see, is there anything under here? Doesn't appear to be. Here's the actual lock. So this is the locking mechanism here. And again, you'll see in a moment as we take this and install it. So this comes off, and this would be the mechanism that the lock would, in the back here, fit into and connect to the door. And this is the kind of lock that this is the inside, and it uses the, on the outside, continues to use the deadbolt lock that was already there, which makes it nice. You don't have to buy a new key. And here are the inserts. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that appear to be Phillips head screws. So there's 4 screws. Inserts for whatever kind of lock you happen to have. And of course the trusty Allen wrench. So this looks like we have everything here. So we're going to install it, and I'll show you in a second where we're going to install it. So this is the door we're going to install. This is the exterior, which yes, I do need to paint. We have a new deadbolt lock there, as you could see. And then we have here the actual inside, and I made sure that it turns nice and easy so there's no issues at all. And so that is the lock that is going to have the new Wyze auto lock. I don't know how well you could see this, but this is the Wyze app, so I've already got it downloaded, and you could see all of the Wyze products that I have, the cameras, Wyze scale, plugs, light bulbs, so I just have a little bit of everything from Wyze. The first step is to connect the gateway, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I've plugged the gateway in, as you could see here, and it's supposed to be within 50 feet, which is a long distance, by the way, from the lock, and this is probably only about 8 feet away, so not too bad. So the first step, it says, is let's press the plus sign and add a product, and it says to add a device, which we are going to do. And we're going to add a lock. Let me see if I could find that someplace. Maybe it's under home. And here it is, the Wyze lock gateway. Plug it in. I've done that. Flashing blue / red. And there it is. It's now flashing red and blue. Now I can go to next. And it looks like it's found it. It says it's connecting to the gateway. I now have a green light selecting the Wi-Fi network. I'll be right back. We're in the process of connecting. And so we're supposed to connect to Wi-Fi and to the cloud. So looks like we did it. I'll name the device something really clever like door. And in less than probably a minute, the setup is complete for the gateway. And next is the lock. So you can see the gateway is a solid green. Now let's begin the setup. And it says here, it tells us what all the included components are. So I'm going to begin. And the first thing is put adhesive outside the door to hold the deadbolt in when I take off the old one from the inside. I know this a little further away. So you can see here's the internal mechanism. It's called the thumb latch. And it helps by saying out. So I'm going to place it right here like that. And I'm using the screws that I actually took out of the old one. So therefore, of course, we know that it fits, don't we? And we'll put that in here. And here. We'll be back in a moment. So there we go. I've now put those in. That's kind of odd. I've not seen that before, but I'm sure that's okay. So we'll continue with our instructions. The next step is to put the insert inside the mounting plate, and it wants to know if it's flat, D-shaped, or wide. And I'll show you here. I don't know if you could see it, but it is flat. So let me tell it that it's flat. And next, what's the orientation of the metal rod? And right now it's straight up and down. Actually, I had to make a slight change because I didn't have it right. So right now I have to tell it it's at an angle. Next, and here we go, find the blue adapter. And that's what I'm going to do. I forgot to show you, and clearly, if you could see this, you could see that this is definitely the right adapter. Well, that step is done. The adapter is on. The mounting plate is on. So we are getting there. So let's see. Our next step is to get the lock ready. So it wants me to remove the plate. So we'll take that off, put that there. And this plate comes off. Apparently it's magnetic, so we'll take this off. And where it says lift bottom of the lock, what it means is there's a little notch here that you may not be able to see, that I can put my finger there and lift it, and there it is. So I did lift it. Okay. So the next step is it would like me to place the lock on the mounting bracket that we just did. And I don't know if you could see, there's a little indentation here. So here's where the mounting bracket is going to go. And it wants it to sit flush here. This is a little rubber stopper that's right here. All right, so let's place this on here. And it is flush. Okay, so that's perfect. It's flush, and let me just make sure. All right, and the next step would be to test it. I don't know if you could see this, but I'll try. So here's the deadbolt. Good news, it works. Let me close the door, and it works. So this step is there's two screws just on the top of the circle here that are to be tightened to the mechanism. And let's see if we can get it to grab. Done and done. Just a couple of things. One is the little plastic holder here flips up to allow you to put the batteries in. And 2 is the other side of the Allen wrench, is actually a Phillips head screwdriver. So let's finish up the batteries. There's those 2 are in. Oh, I see. Spring, those 2 are in. And I'll put the other 2 and be right back. Well, now we'll see if I put these in correctly. I must have. There's a green light that's on. I don't know if you can see it. It came on, went off. I assume that means we got something. Okay, where we are now is the installation's complete. Leave the front plate off to begin. Wyze lock setup. Now we're going to begin the pairing, and the way you start that is up here is a little button. It says press and hold for 3 seconds until the lock beeps. And it beeped. When you release, the light should start to flash green, and it is. So now what's happening is it's connecting to the gateway. I don't know if you could see this, but that's the process we're in. And we got a double beep, which I hope means something because the light is now solid green, so it may be connected. It said connection was successful, and now it's time to set up the lock. So close the door, manually lock and unlock the deadbolt. The door is closed. Lock, unlocked. Lock, unlock. I did that. Lock. Loading. So it shows me that I'm about a third of the way through. Next. I don't know if you can hear that. Calibration failed, so let's see what happened. It would appear that it's complete. Everything is done, so in a second we'll test it a few times. All right, now we're going to finish this up. It's done. Right now the door is locked, and you can see the app says it's locked, so let me unlock it. It unlocked, and I got a notification on my phone, and that's nice, so let's lock it. It locked. We got it. We're done. I'm going to do the settings, probably not right now, but I'll have to do some work on auto lock, auto unlock, etc., etc. So I'll set all those up, and on a separate, very short video, I'll give you an update on that. Right now, I would tell you that it went really well. It was smooth. The only errors were that I didn't read the instructions close enough all the time. And I got a badge for my Wyze lock, and I'm happy for that. And so there it is. It shows that it's locked. And now if I just go to that and tap it, it should be unlocked. And it is. I got a notification and it popped up. Perfect. It took about 20 minutes is how long I believe the total time was.